How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at my newest Dollar Tree DVD haul. I think this is part 37. It has been a while. This is a series I really do love to do. I love horror movies, and I in turn love to go to the Dollar Tree, dig through their big pile of movies, and find some good stuff, usually things I've never heard of, for a really good low price. Now that being said, why it's been a long time since I did one of these is because Dollar Tree has been slower about getting new movies out. I really hope, especially with Halloween coming up, I really do hope that they dump out a bunch of new movies pretty soon, but I did go in just recently and I did see the, special deal thing, new movies out there, and I was able to pick up 10 new movies to add to the collection. They're all DVDs, sadly no Blu-rays, but there is some interesting stuff. It's not the biggest, best haul. It's not a ton of movies. It's only 10 and they're all DVDs. But you know what? It's been a while since we did one of these. Why not? Let's have fun. Anyway, without further ado, let's switch to the close-up camera and I'll go ahead and show you all the different movies that I picked up. So without further ado, to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle taking a closer look at this Dollar Tree DVD haul. We have 10 things to get through. Sadly, no Blu-rays today, but 10 DVDs and some stuff I was really glad to pick up for just $1.25. The first one, I guess we'll start with the most famous horror movie I picked up, is Kate Beckinsale in The Disappointments Room. And I saw this movie on streaming a few years after it came out. I remember thinking it was okay, but to be honest, I don't really remember much about it. Kate Beckinsale, her husband and kid, move to a new house, and there's a creepy door in the attic, the titular Disappointments Room, and of course they start to get haunted and stuff. This has this 20th Century Fox and Rogue Pictures line. I think I have a few other movies by Rogue Pictures. They've done a few. But I remember this being okay, but not great, so to pick it up for just $1.25, probably the best way to go about this, Crack it open, the disc is the same as the front, with Kate Beckinsale peering into the room, and the nice little keyhole there. I will say this case did get a little smashed in right here. Yeah, sometimes the Dollar Tree stuff can get a little piled high, especially if it's been there for a while. Anyway, after that, probably the movie I was most excited to pick up. It was something I had been needing, and to get it for only $1.25 is great, and that's the Thompsons from the Macabre line. Now, even though this is the Macabre line, the first movie in this series, The Hamiltons, was part of the After Dark Horror Fest. I think it was even the original one. So this isn't a different line, but it's a sequel to that, The Hamiltons and then The Thompsons. And I was, I'm like, okay, there's a sequel to an After Dark Horror Fest movie. I got to pick it up, and I've been looking for it just at regular used movie stores. Glad to get it here for significantly cheaper. Flip it to the back and it talks about how there's this family of vampires, the ones from the first movie, and after the first movie they have to go on the run, and they're going to Europe to look for an ancient vampire family. So that sounds like an interesting idea. The first one I think is regarded as a pretty decent movie. I saw half of it, but my DVD was scratched up and I had to go and look for a new copy, which I did get, I just haven't finished it yet. But the front, Twilight meets Tarantino, that's a super weird claim. The back, the best vampire flick since Near Dark. Yeah, these quotes on horror movies always get a little bit outlandish, Anyway, crack it open. Disc is the same as the front, but a darker version of that. Anyway, after that, moving along to one that I kind of reluctantly picked up. and that is Movie 43. Movie 43 is an anthology comedy. Basically, people are looking for some horror, some movie hidden on the deep web, and they come across all these shorts on the internet or something. I saw this on streaming a few years after it had come out, and it wasn't super great. The reason I got this is because one of the shorts in here was directed by James Gunn. Like, I had passed this up at the Dollar Tree for quite some time, because I'm like, Movie 43, whatever, I don't care. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I really kind of need this to complete my James Gunn collection, so I went ahead and picked it up. It's one of those movies that's got a bunch of celebrities in it, and it sounds like they kind of use the other celebrities to guilt more into coming into this movie. It's not great, but, at least I can get it for a really, really cheap price. And I think it had some funny moments, but to be honest, I don't remember much about this movie. I remember a little bit about the James Gunn sketch, because it was like a parody of Garfield, and I think it was hidden after the credits for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, after that, we got two movies from this Screen Media line. The first one, Blackwater Abyss, Descend into Fear, and from the description on the back, it sounds like this is kind of like The Descent, but with an alligator in it. And yeah, is it an alligator or a crocodile? Yeah, crocodile. These people are exploring the caves, they get trapped inside, and there's a killer crocodile in there. I talk about shark movies so much on this channel. Maybe before the next Sharks of Summer, I should do like a prologue with, crocodiles and alligators or something, I don't know. But the idea of, killer crocs in a cave, especially for only $1.25, yeah, I'll take a chance on that, see if it's any good. Could be fun, The Descent was fun, and I like creature features, so we'll see about that. Anyway, after that, the second Screen Media movie is called Portals, and we get some from the people that brought you Blair Witch VHS and Beyond Skyline. That's pretty crazy, although technically VHS 2. But anyway, this is an anthology movie, and it talks about how there are these portals that just pop up all over Earth, and the anthology segments are when people interact with these portals and go somewhere strange, which I like that, an anthology movie that's tied together by one central idea and key story. It could be really interesting, I don't know, but from 4 iconic horror directors, and yeah, it's a sci-fi movie and they bring up iconic horror directors, so here's hoping for some good sci-fi horror. But it says Greg Hale of VHS 2, Liam O'Donnell of Beyond Skyline, Eduardo Sanchez of Blair Witch Project and also VHS 2, and Timo Tahano, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, from The Night Comes For Us. So, pretty cool bonus feature of a making of. And yeah, I mean, hopefully, I do love anthology horror, so hopefully this is a good sci-fi anthology horror. I'll have to check it out. And hey, some names from Blair Witch and VHS, that's always great just to see what they're doing. After that, we have 2 films from Echo Bridge. The first one, Chinese-speaking vampires, and the title, I was kind of like, thinking it was odd that it's Chinese-speaking and not just Chinese. I'm like, why'd you throw the word speaking in there? Well, you flip it to the back and it talks about how there's this guy who's an actor and he gets a role in a film whose language is Mandarin, so he has to learn advanced Mandarin really quickly, but it turns out his teacher is a vampire, and she's teaching people, I guess, through some strange vampire ability, and he has to team up with the class to take down the teacher. It's a strange idea, but hey, I do like going out and doing something really different with your idea, so here's hoping this is a fun one. We'll have to see. And there's the disc, which is actually kind of different. Yeah, it's not the back image, so here's to unique disc art. But yeah, I'd seen several copies of this floating around, decided to pick it up, and hey, always love a good vampire movie, have to see if this is good. The second one is Lured, and this one I did actually go ahead and pop in before I did this review because it's a found footage movie and I'm on a bit of a found footage kick right now, and I'm like, hey, let's go ahead and check this movie out. Now we get these two fishing hooks, which, you know, he's lured. It's a good metaphorical representation. Not actually about fishing, though, so if you're into that, sorry. But this talks about how it's this woman, she met this guy on this filmmaker forum and lures the guy back to her small village in Asia. And they start to talk, things are kind of awkward, and things get spooky, and it's revealed, you know, lured him. She's got some sort of nefarious thing going on. Now, I did watch this movie, and yeah, the main guy in here is pretty awkward. Then again, I'm wondering if that's what they were trying to go for, because it is a guy from the internet meeting someone he's only talked to online. I don't know, but it's awkward, the scares don't quite work, and, you know, there's a few things that, you know, break a few found footage unwritten rules. It's not great, but it does have a really good setting, that Asian village that they talk about. It looks like they went to a real place and filmed there, so even though it's not the best thing ever, really good setting in this one, so it's okay, I guess. And there's the disc, same as the front, with a, you know, I have to say, they really did put the effort into the cover for this one, and then color grading all these shots to match her in the middle there. Yeah, that's interesting. Anyway, after that, I have 3 haunted movies. You know how sometimes horror movies will repeat the same titles over and over again? It does make it kind of hard to remember which ones you have and which ones you don't. I'm pretty sure these are all new. And first off, we have The Haunting of Hythe House, and this actually does have a cardboard slipcase and a pretty fun cover with a ghost in front of its mansion there. And it talks about how there's this guy, Danny, and he's an online film reviewer that just trashes movies, but someone sends him a bit of blackmail and says that he'll reveal his real name unless he goes to the mysterious haunted Hythe house. An interesting enough setup. You know, I'm an online film critic myself, but I try to do fair and honest reviews, and I know there's several people that do just trash each and every movie, which I don't agree with, but I kind of wonder if this might be a little, you know, just wondering if it might be preachy. You know, some guy got his films burned and now he's making a movie about sending the critic into a haunted house. I don't know. Cover is the same as the slip, and there's the disc right there. But anyway, another movie in the haunting of category. I have a whole bunch of movies on my shelf. The haunting of this, the haunting of that, the haunting of so-and-so. And the next one, A Haunting in Texas. And just right off the bat, dang it, Dollar Tree. When they're on plastic, I can just take the plastic off. But when they're on these cardboard slipcovers, that's a huge pain in the butt. And they put it right over the title, too. And they also had one on the back, and you see how hard it is to get these things to come off. I really wish, and I know the suppliers are too overworked, but if they would just put it on the plastic and then slide it back. But they put 2 on here, and one's right over the cover, right over the word Texas. But anyway, this is A Haunting in Texas. Nice little ghost girl there and a woman in the window. And actually, if we flip to the bottom, there is Kim Foster as the woman. Anyway, it talks about how there are these 2 parents, they lose a child, and they start to try to start their lives anew, but are of course haunted by a mysterious force. So I'm thinking a creepy kid ghost movie. Under the slip is the same as the front, and crack it open, and again, the zoomed in title there. I think these are both, yeah, these are both ITN movies, so you can see similar format, and I'm going to have to spend a good 10 minutes trying to get that off. But anyway, last movie of this haul, we have The Haunted, and I have to say, I really do like that cover. Half woman screaming, half skull face. A little bit reminds me of the Evil Dead 2 poster with that eye in there. But flip it to the back, and it talks about how there's this woman. She's got a job as a private night nurse, taking care of this patient in her house, when as the night goes on, things get creepier and creepier. In the screenshots, you know, when I buy stuff for like $1.25, I don't pay too terribly much attention because it's not a huge risk. But when I'm buying stuff for like $10+, my test is to always look at the screenshots, and if it's just boring shots of people talking, I tend to lean away from it. And don't get me wrong, this movie might be bad, but I at least like that we got 2 shots with really intense, colorful lighting, and this shot of the ghost looking down there, you know, it probably is not the best thing ever. I mean, it is a Dollar Tree movie, but I do have a little bit of hope for this one, with a few decent screenshots on the back, nice haunted house, and a pretty cool cover. This one might be okay. I don't know, fingers crossed. Of course, disc is the same as the front. A little gray blued out, not quite a deep dark black, kind of weird there. But anyway, yeah, this is just The Haunted. And boy, between The Haunting of, A Haunting in, The Haunted, and then you have like The Haunting of Hill House, there's so many haunting movies. It gets so messed up and scrambled up in my head. But yeah, it's sort of become an unofficial collection. I don't know if these movies are trying to mockbuster each other. I know there was The Haunting in Connecticut, and that kind of kicked off this trend. But yeah, three of those, a found footage movie, a few bigger ones, one that I was looking for a while, 10 fairly interesting movies, and yeah, glad with this Dollar Tree haul. Glad to be back and doing this. I wish I could do it more often, but again, Dollar Tree doesn't have a ton of movies coming out too often, but I do grab them up when I see them, and I have 10, so a nice little haul there. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be a playlist where you can see more of my Dollar Tree hauls. Have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Dollar Tree hauls playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.